Capitalism is death, but it isn't the underlying problem. I believe it's a symptom of something else. And to figure out what the underlying problem is, I think we need to ask ourselves some pretty harsh questions and be prepared to give brutal honesty. We have billions of people on this planet, and every single one believes that we are the main character in this story. And it's going to be the end of us. We are a tragedy as a species, and we're coming unraveled. Hi, I'm Jessie Nebulous, and welcome to the channel. I don't know what this is ultimately going to end up being. It might be a one-off video or a beginning of a series of video essays or vlogs. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see. But what I currently want to talk about is the fact it's becoming increasingly obvious that there's something very wrong with us. And it's all of us. It's not right or left or conservative or liberal. It's easy to vilify the other side and blame them for all problems. But the truth is, we've all contributed to this mess. We're all to blame. We are emotionally biased creatures with main character syndrome. And as much as I love the internet, it's probably the absolute worst invention we've come up with. We are ego monsters, and the internet creates an echo chamber that feeds the ego. It brings out the worst in us. And I say that as a disabled person who relies on the internet to have any kind of life. I'm disabled by chronic illness and have spent the last 10 years or so mostly homebound. So the internet is pretty much the only way I interact with the world. And I feel awful for disabled people who existed prior to the internet because holy hell, that must have been unbearably lonely. But even though it's the only thing that's keeping me connected to the world, I think it's destroying us. We are losing our humanity because we only interact with one another through machines. We totally forget there's another person, an actual blood and flesh person, on the other side of the screen, which we think gives us license to treat one another like garbage. The world is on fire, with a housing crisis, the cost of living being outrageous, no healthcare in this country, and everyone is miserable and hostile. 99% of people live awful lives, either as a slave to the grind of a 40-plus hour week at an unfulfilling job, or homeless in a ditch. Those are your choices. We are trading our finite, precious breath for the leisure of the 1%, who then manufacture problems to distract us while they dip out with all the wealth. It's left a gaping hole inside of us that we attempt to fill with stuff. Consumerism is just an attempt to fill a void left over when capitalism hollows out your soul. So it's no wonder we can't get along. We're all miserable by design to keep us subservient. They keep us fighting about things that don't genuinely matter, like sexual orientation and gender, political party, and religion. The fact your neighbor prays to a different God than you do is not a problem. Trust me. They feed into your biases to stoke your anger with your neighbor so that you don't notice how badly we're being screwed by the upper 1%. They divide us to keep us weak, and it's absolutely working. And until we come together and stop playing their game, nothing is going to change. We're never going to get along. We're never going to make any progress. Nothing. We're going to burn it all down, and we're going to deserve it. So the anger you're feeling is reasonable. It's the direction you're targeting it. That's the problem. They've got you thinking it's right versus left, when in reality, it's haves versus the have-nots. Make no mistake. And they are currently winning. And because we are emotionally biased ego monsters, we rarely stop to consider if we're venting our anger in the correct direction. It's all by insidious design, a 40-hour-a-week trap to keep us as worker drones. And it's coming undone. So no, if you find yourself angry and disillusioned, it's not just you. You aren't the problem. Probably. I think anyone who isn't angry isn't paying attention. So yes, viva revolution. I mean, I don't want revolution because I'm disabled, so I'm not surviving it. When this world descends into chaos, I'm probably one of the first to go. I'm disabled and fat. I'm not physically capable of survival. That's just what it is. But for those of you who do survive, try not to fuck things up so bad when you rebuild, okay? I mean, try to get it right this time, please. Just remember, you are not the main character. You simply aren't. None of us are. This is an ensemble cast, and we need to start acting like it, or it's curtains. And that includes me, yes, which is why I'm not claiming to have the answers. I'm just sounding the alarm. This ship is going down, and if we don't take the steps to right it, we'll have earned it. Will we fix it? I don't know, but I'm hopeful. Human beings have a vast amount of potential for greatness. We have it in us to do amazing things. We are capable of so much more than this. Some humans are absolute treasures, enough to give me at least a little hope for the rest of us. But overall, humanity has been a major disappointment. I can only imagine that God, or whoever's in control of things, is looking down at us like, such a shame. So I don't know exactly what this video is, or what this channel will become, but I hope you got something out of it. If you did, you can do all the YouTube things like liking and subscribing or commenting to let me know what you think. For my part, I'm going to try to be a little less of an asshole and be a little kinder to others. That's the only solution that I can see, but I don't see that happening. And that's a shame, but thank you for giving me some of your time. Your time is precious, and you gave some of it to me, and I appreciate that. So take care of yourselves and each other. Good luck. I'm Jessie Nebulous. Bye.